Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, honored guests, please welcome the continuing class of 2007. There are hundreds of words to say today and moments to remember for all of us. These continuing students and this teacher represent 125 years spent at the Logan School. I will begin by saying best wishes. One way to say goodbye. While there is a part of me that resists change, I really do want to hold on to you for a little bit longer. The gift I want most to give is a best wish for you in your futures. A wish that you will continue to have joy in what you choose to do in your lives, and that you will learn from the consequences of your choices in order to make better ones. That you will take a leap from risky cliffs at least once in a while, so that you will learn you can fly in ways you never considered. And last, that you will keep the old friends and know that the relationships made here will give you the skills to make new ones too. Those are my best wishes for you. How can I begin to summarize your experiences? Do you still remember preparing a tasty bakery in Lisa's class? Or performing Shakespeare with Susie? Did you discuss war and all its challenges with Jamie? Or travel to Nicodemus to study freedom with Libby? Shall I talk about the laughter overheard in overflow rooms as you worked on projects and chatted about your days? Do you wish to reminisce about the performances given in the theater, in classrooms, and a continuation for others leaving? Shall I describe the overnight trips, holding hard to teachers' and friends' hands as they comforted you as you faced a challenge of some kind? Or the feeling of elation as you climbed to the top of a rock face, made a 20-foot jump into the ocean, or petted a manatee? Will I describe the matrix classes, where you learn just how far you could throw a football, how to create DNA, or how to debate a topic of which you are passionate? And should I describe the goodwill with which you tackled every assignment given to you, without question, yet willing to question? No, there's no time for the many words those answers would take. So I leave you with this poem with all my best wishes wrapped up inside. Time rushes in. I can't believe I'm going to have to say goodbye to you again. Time rushes in. It seems we just become a family, get settled in the nest, and then you fly away to seek new goals, to fight new fights, to dream other dreams. It's best to give a little push to help you jump. It's right to give only a smile, a simple wave. But I'll be sure to ask for a small feather to keep here at my desk to revisit the good times now and then. Thank you. Stephanie Welsh, as chair of the Board of Trustees, my colleague Patty McKennell and I do certify that this class has met the requirements for the Logan School for continuing students. May I present the continuing class of 2007.
Thank you, Linda. I would just want to say welcome to everybody. Thank you so much for being here, all the parents and all the grandparents and other special people and teachers who have helped these students come to this moment today. I'd also like to thank everyone who helped prepare and coordinate the continuation event today, including Connie Fisher, Carla Lawrence, Wendy Cohen, Frank Martinez, and all the other parents of non-continuing AS students who helped. Keith and Ted and Karen for all the work that they did getting everything set up. Annette Williams and all those who helped her prepare the great banners for all the students. Linda and Patty and Andrew. The Logan Singers and the Logan Musical Theater Workshop Matrix classes for the music they're going to provide. And we really appreciate all of that. Thank you. And I also just wanted to let you know, in the schedule there's a change in the music. The second song will be from the musical performance class, and the final one will be Kate and Abby singing, so that no one gets confused. To the students who are continuing this year, after you leave Logan, you'll probably find that when you look back and think about all the great teachers you had, that you won't actually remember the specific things they said to you. But what you're going to remember is how they made you feel and how they helped you become the person who you are. And so when I said great teachers, probably, Patty and Linda came to mind, and some of your other core teachers, and matrix teachers and other adults at Logan who helped you on your way. But you've actually had other teachers here too. You've had your parents, you've had your big buddies and your little buddies, and most of all, you've also really had each other. You guys have taught each other a lot. You've taught each other academically by sharing your units during expo and during class. You've taught each other by participating in book groups, and you've taught each other by helping each other figure out what the heck Joel and Eric were even talking about in math class. By being yourselves and following your passions, you've also taught each other that you each have different talents and strengths and how to value different talents and strengths in other people. By working together on a class project or the Crucible or whatever else you've done, you've taught each other that working together you can learn and accomplish more than you can working alone. By listening to and supporting each other, you've taught each other the value of friendship. And by going out of state on the AS trip, you've shown true courage, because at the end of a hot day in Florida, I hear you guys can all get pretty darn stinky. So I want to say to all of you, congratulations. You've done very well here. We're all really proud of you. You left your hand on all of our hearts. And I want to, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I accept the class of 2007 for continuation. And for the first musical gift, the Logan Singers, a fourth quarter matrix class, are going to sing a great song called Lean on Me.
We all have sorrow, but Thank you, Logan singers. That was terrific. Our next place on the program will be our class speakers this year. Leah Roosh will speak to us. Here you go. This is yours.
Hello everyone, and thank you for coming here to honor our continuing class of 2007 on the day that we never thought would come. We crossed days off calendars, counted hours, minutes, and seconds, and now that it's here, I'm sad that it is. This means leaving the friends that made this class up and the teachers and mentors that molded our experience. These people have shaped our lives impermeably and forever. James M. Barrie wrote that all children, except one, grow up. That child is Peter Pan, a character that we all have come to love. Peter said that to live would be an awfully big adventure, and Peter, he was right. Logan has allowed us to explore and learn through living the adventure, even though it has meant growing up. This class had many great adventures together, from field trips to buddies to big science projects. We have grown and lived adventures of learning. We have reached out and made ourselves a little place within the community by going to plays, volunteering at the gathering place, and helping the community. But now Logan is sending us out into the world for our biggest adventure of all, our lives. During our time at Logan, we have had many adventures, both inside school building and out. We have started out as little buddies and imagined that our big buddies could do no wrong. But as the years passed, we faced the challenge of living up to the mentors that we held so dear. We have done that and more. As I look at my classmates here today, I know why their buddies look up to them, because they are strong, not just as friends, but as students and as people. Each Matrix class has been a small adventure in of itself. We had transformed from being very small pirates on the poop deck and sea monsters under the parachute ocean into automobile engineers and gardeners, stage managers and actors, rock stars and scientists, artists and filmmakers, and philanthropists and athletes. Each of us has been able to choose our own adventures, but we've all grown through the incredible experiences that they've brought us. Although Logan may seem like it's all fun and games, we have had our fair share of academic adventures as well. When we were young, we studied things like whales and princesses because that's what we planned on being when we grew up. However, as time has passed, our curiosity shifted to the bigger picture and our ambitions became more realistic. Now we dreamed of being other things that when we grew up, like a doctor or an ancient pyramid. Our units brought us to the conclusion that you really can learn science and art through a unit on cooking. The most important thing that we've learned from our individual studies is that you can learn anything and everything about something if you want to. Our units have taught us how to learn. Our class has achieved great things as a group and as individuals. And through it all, we have become a family. We have studied, traveled, presented, listened, played, and grown together. We have lived together in Orlando and in Denver, and that has been an amazing adventure. None of us will ever forget what we have gotten out of Logan because none of us ever could. Now that we have come to the proper age to use boo-boo strips and get married to chickens, we are ready for our next step, high school. And although high school may not exactly be the big part of life that Peter Pan was talking about, it is certain to be an awfully big adventure. As Logan has guided and inspired us on the first leg of our adventure of growing up, it is not forgotten the Peter Pan inside all of us who never will. Our buddies have kept us strong, young at heart, our matrices have fueled our childhood creativity, our units have sustained our sense of wonder and will to explore, and our classmates have been our companions every step of the way. Thank you to Patty and to Logan for encouraging us to enjoy the adventure of life and growing up, while always reminding us that there are little adventures that are always waiting.
And our next class speaker, Nathan Post. Nathan. Yeah, you can do it. Very well.
Whether it's been 5 years or 9, we've anticipated this day for many years previous. What once seemed to be ages away is now only minutes from us, our continuation from the Logan School. I stand here today along with the 14 other members of Logan's continuing class of 2007, and even though we are ready to move on to new experiences and more than ready to take on new challenges, we think about what we will leave behind here at Logan. Good times and bad, trips everywhere from California to Florida, unique experiences and special times. We start to realize that more than ever, what a wonderful place Logan really is. In the ingenious words of Harper Lee, you never really know a man until you stand in his shoes and walk around in them. Logan has been a place where we have learned more than our units in math, more than sketchbook and writing, but a place where we have learned about ourselves. Where we have walked in our shoes to the point where we know every inch, every tear, and every patch. Today we start a new path, a new chapter of life, and we step into a brand new pair of shoes. It started out for each of us in the same way. We were new to Logan, whether it was in kindergarten or 3rd grade, each of us experiencing the feeling of being somewhere different and unfamiliar. Our teachers in primary taught us how to grow, and we moved from the trivial concerns of our first years at Logan to the more complex experience of intermediate school, which provided a new kind of challenge. Each year we acquired new things on our shoes to match our accomplishments, a splash of paint from art class, marks of sawdust and glue from stagecraft, or grass stains from flag football. We continued into advanced school confident with our abilities, comfortable with our friendships, and ready for a new challenge. For me, advanced school has defined the main components of my time at Logan. Between multiple units, book groups, and writing groups, challenging art assignments, and the ongoing quest to keep current, I hope to speak for my class that the experience has been unprecedented. Challenging, but at the same time, it's consisted of some of the best experiences of our lives. While our time in the classroom has been memorable, some of the most beneficial experiences that we've had at Logan have been our extended field trips. Last fall, we ventured to Rocky Mountain National Park, continuing on in the spring to explore the Grand Canyon and Lake Powell. This year, on our trips to a farm near Aspen and on an adventure to Orlando, we have learned many important lessons that will be valuable during our lives. One could use many different adjectives to describe us. Curious, perhaps. Confident, inspired, and motivated. Accomplished, definitely. Through our time at Logan, we have learned how to respect one another. We have learned the dynamics of teamwork and the importance of helping others in times of need. One of the most vital lessons that we've learned is the power and importance of preparation, for a test or perhaps just for a new kind of lesson. Logan has taught us spontaneity and the importance of following our dreams. In a world of almost 6.6 billion people, we represent only 1/440 millionth of the population. However, we will be among those whom discover the cure to cancer and the solution to global warming, thanks to our education of leadership from Logan. Tomorrow, we will walk out the front door with a new pair of shoes. Over the summer, we'll walk around in them, working to soften their stiff soles and learning how to tie the laces that we've never had before. We'll store the memories of our times at Logan and experiences before we start to anticipate the adventure that will begin next year. Winston Churchill once said, "This is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning." Today, as we continue from Logan, the end of the beginning is upon us, but the beginning of the middle is just arriving, ready to be filled with new experiences and knowledge. Thank you.
As many of you know, a well-known part of our community is continuing on to a new position at Logan. Patty has decided that next year she will be our WOW, or our wise old woman. She is the founder of this wonderful school that has shaped so many lives and families. Henry Brooks Adams once said, "A teacher affects eternity. She can never tell where her influence stops." I feel this rings true especially for Patty. She has been there through thick and thin for all of us and has been a role model to many. I think I speak for all the Logan community when I say, we will truly miss your teaching expertise as a core teacher. She will not be gone from Logan, and we can still see our fling-flying monkeys, and she will still be our grand exaltic mystic ruler of the universe and collective multiverse. And we can all come into her new office and talk when the going gets rough, or to joke about times past, or just to chat. I think that this is a new and exciting area that Logan is entering. And even though Patty is not moving to a new school, I'm sure that everyone will agree that we welcome you into the continuing class of 2007.
Well, I finally made it to continuation. Took me a long time to get here. Thank you. As I join these wonderful students who are continuing from the Logan School today, I must say I'm feeling excited and overwhelmed and proud. This day, I too continue to the next area of my life and on my journey. Traditionally, the speeches then given are supposed to be full of good advice for you, the continuing class of 2007. And that's exactly what this is supposed to be. That and some things to remember fondly, I hope. Like many of you students, my journey to this continuation began long ago when I was wide-eyed and excited for the very first day of the very first year of this school. I was ready to begin a new adventure, and what a wonderful journey it's been, with field trips, experiments in the lab, and a few experiments in the kitchen, with blocks and books and birthday celebrations and model making, with friends and fun and lots of laughs, and a few tears too. Like these students, I am ending one phase of my life and moving on to another. It's a powerful realization to know that the time spent in the safe, nurturing walls of a contained classroom are coming to an end. This transition time is pretty important. As I look forward with enthusiasm to the new, to the unknown and the unexplored, like you do, it is also important to look back to all the things we have learned together at the Logan School. You have learned the 3 R's of reading, writing, arithmetic, and you've learned the 3 R's of reasoning, researching, and recording. And these skills will stand you in good stead as you go on to high school. Yet I believe that the most important skills and strengths that you take with you as you continue are the things that we learn daily together in classrooms and on trips, in group discussions and one-on-one conversations. We learn to ask questions, to ask for help, to accept input, to agree, and to politely disagree. We have learned that very little is simple and that much of life is interwoven with itself. We have learned that law and justice are not always the same thing, and that it's difficult to care about either if you're hungry or homeless. We have learned that our education is never over, whether we graduate, continue on to a school of higher learning, or we go out into the wide, wide world. We have learned to be our own boss, to use our words, to share our feelings, to apologize when we need to, and to help fix the situation when we can. We have learned to admit our mistakes and to admit our successes too. We have learned to talk about issues and to listen to at the other side. And we have learned to laugh. We've laughed a lot. We've laughed at funny stories and bad jokes and at ourselves. After all, not every group of students has had the opportunity to celebrate International Respect for Chickens Day and a classmate's marriage to a chicken all at the same time. And not all teachers are compelled or think it's important to fling flying monkeys at their students while they're hard at work. You have rolled your eyes, every one of you, and laughed at me just because, and that has made all the difference. Together we have learned that the world doesn't always move in a manner that makes sense, and that it takes more than wishing to make a difference. In fact, it takes all of us. We the people aren't other folks but us, and that we the people actually do have the power to make a difference. We have learned that there are really not very many answers, rather very many questions, and that after lots of work and lots of conversation and lots of research, there are still more questions. You have come to know how to care, and you have learned many ways to share that. We have learned so very much together, and we have shared so very much together, and that's what makes this continuation so bitter and so sweet. Thank you, all 15 of you, for your magic, for your wonder, for your delightful moments of sharing. For the laughter, the hard work, the long conversations, and all the hugs. For you are our future. You show us goodness, forgiveness, and compassion. And while you're going to fly to the moon again, and probably to Mars too, and you'll find a cure for AIDS, and probably a fuel that will get us wherever we want to go without destroying our planet. You'll find life out there in the galaxy and save life here at home. And you'll show us that in the end, no matter what, it's really all about love and respect for yourselves, for one another, and for our world. We have come a long way together, and as we all continue on, I will always carry your hearts with me. I will carry them in my heart. Thank you.